Hi there, lovely listeners of the SoulSisterhood Birthing Journey Podcast. My name is Soul Tali, and this time is our engaging talking point segment, which is after each podcast episode. I'm going to dive deep into key points and discussions to help you preparing for the beautiful journey of birth. It's going to be just like attending birthing classes, but with more freedom and fun on this platform. Back in my bedside nursing days as a labor and delivery nurse, I loved connecting with the moms, with answering the questions and educating them to help get through labor and birth. But it was a lot for moms to take all in at the bedside when they just came in for labor and birth, right? So I took a birthing educator role at my hospital, but being employee of the hospital, there were some boundaries to navigate in my work and teachings, like following the policies and regulations. Also, the contents were heavy on the medicine side versus holistic side, and I didn't like that. But now I'm on this fantastic platform. I can openly share and dive deep into balanced content of holistic and modern medicine of birth. I think this is just so awesome. So thank you for being here, and let's dive deep into our talking point today. In our first episode, Jill's amazing birthing story, she talked about her water breaking point at home.
Contractions were breaking my water in a very systematized way. So like I would have a contraction and then the water would come, but at the time I thought I was actually peeing on myself.
Her description was just spot on. She said contractions were breaking my water in a systemized way. Contractions and then water will come. Very intuitive. And this remind me of all the questions I received from moms. A lot of moms were wondering after their water had broken why the water was keep leaking, especially with the contractions. So a lot of moms thought that once your water had broken, it's just over, just like pouring the water out of the water bottle, once they're all coming out, it's done. Which is understandable, but no, the whole flow keeps going until you finally hold your baby in your arms, until you give birth. I want to explain to you like this. So I have this bottle of water in the bottle, and there's a baby inside. It looks like it's been leaking. It's so here. Let me pour this water. Phineas. This is Phineas, my cat. He doesn't know what to do. So here is a water. So water is your uterus. Water bottle is your uterus. And then water obviously inside your uterus, and baby is snug in there. And I'm gonna simulate, water breaking, like pop. Sometimes moms say really they feel popping. So water broke and it gushed out, and then as water had broken, baby slide down with the water, and baby's head engaged into about this narrowing, part of the bottle is your pelvis. So baby snug into your pelvis and blocking the water leaking anymore. So you can see trickling, but it's not gushing out anymore because baby's head came down. But you can still see the water behind the baby, right? So with contractions, if you had a baby, you know what I'm talking about. When you contract, your uterus just cramps down. And so here comes the contraction and squeezes the water out. And with that squeezing, baby's coming down as well and blocks the water again. and there's another contraction comes, squeezing, cramping, and water trickles out, and the baby's head come down together with the water coming out, and kind of like just start trickling. So this is what's happening, okay? The systemized way. Contraction squeezes the uterus, and water and baby, they squeeze, baby down, and baby coming down and coming down, and stretches your cervix as well, all together. So if you think about it, so I'm gonna have this contraction and water keep leaking for hours, hours. Sometimes you go into labor for hours, or sometimes even for days. So, you're gonna think like, okay, then eventually the water is gonna run out, right? Yeah, very good question. But actually, no. That's because your water, the baby's water, your water, baby's water around the baby, the water around the baby is made up from baby's pee. Yes, baby's urine. Sounds little gross, but their urine composition is different than adult urine, like me and yours. Its pH level is high, higher than the adult urine pH, which is alkaline. So water around the baby, amniotic fluid in medical term, is baby's pee, and even after your water had broken, baby is keep going to make a pee during labor stage as well. So baby's key is, keep providing, which is replacing the water. So if you had heard moms or grandma talking about dry birth, technically that is not the fact, but I can see how our moms and grandmas thought they were having dry birth because, they at first when their water broke, a lot of water just came out at first, like especially if baby was up high floating, right? And then in the end, if baby doesn't catch you up fast enough, and if that, mom or grandma was having a long labor, I can see how it looks drier than, initial water gushing out and then trickling, and then more and more, less and less trickling. So then you might want to ask questions like, so what is so important or so necessary about having water around the baby, amniotic fluid, right? So that's because water around the baby keeps our baby safe for many reasons. First, it protects umbilical cord from compressing and squeezed. The umbilical cord, it connects from mom to baby to transfer oxygen and nutrition. So if there are very low amount of water, instead baby and umbilical cord floating and swimming in your belly, it might get squeezed against the baby or uterus wall, so it's gonna cut off some oxygen and nutrition to transfer from mom to baby. It can happen in very, very small occasion. Then at the hospital, if they see babies distressed because we think maybe baby's not catching up to make a water fast enough, then your medical providers will talk to you to infuse saline water back into your uterus, and it's called amnio infusion. But that will be some whole other topic that we can talk about some other day. So importance of water. The second reason is the water protects baby from your accidents, like in case you fall or bump your belly into something, and the water will function as cushion for baby's safe. Third reason is amniotic fluid helps baby's movement inside your belly. There's a water, so it's gonna be more comfortable and wiggling space in the water like swimming pool. Okay, and then fourth reason is it helps baby learn how to breathe and swallow. Yes, they've been, swallowing and breathing in your womb, in the water. And that's why the first cry is very important. And all the water it's been, all the water it's been, they've been swallowing and breathing, it's like accumulated in their airway and foodway. So when they cry at first, like, they cry and they actually cough out this water from their airway and foodway, and that is beginning of the breathing in the air. Okay, and the last is amniotic fluid protects from infection from certain types of bacteria. So the water around the baby is all about keeping baby safe, cozy, and infection-free. I listed 5 reasons why amniotic fluid is necessary in the womb, but if I missed any, please feel free to comment on the comment section. Okay, so let's listen to Jill's water breaking moment at home again.
The time I thought I was actually peeing on myself. So I just remember getting to
you thought you was peeing yourself?
I thought I was peeing on myself because I was like, it's my first time. So, and also Emily never,
So she was confused if that was her water or if that was her pee, right? And this happens a lot. So please don't be embarrassed or hesitant to ask your healthcare provider, especially moms close to due date. If baby like bump into your bladder and your pee might just squirt out, even no intention of urinating, pee just squirts out just because baby like bump into your bladder, or you can have a large amount of vaginal discharge and soak through your underwear, especially again if you're close to due date. And this is all normal thing happens during pregnancy, okay, because of your hormone changes and all this. So then you get, very confused, like, hold on, is this my water broke, or did I pee myself, or is it like just I have a lot of discharge? Then if you find yourself, questioning, then it's more than reasonable to contact your healthcare provider and go to clinic or go to hospital for further evaluation. Most likely, one simple test commonly they do in such a situation is nitrogen paper test, okay? Remember what I said earlier very quickly, amniotic fluid, water around the baby is baby's pee, and baby's pee pH level is higher than our urine. So when they do the nitrogen test, it differentiate from if you pee, if there's a pee, or if it is your vaginal discharge, because they're more acidic when they employ the paper on your vagina to see if your water broke. If there is amniotic fluid, the paper is gonna change to very, very solid blue color. And that's potentially telling our water had a broken rupture of membrane. Okay, that's what they call that. But there can be false positive due to blood or semen contamination, and which that's gonna require additional test. I can talk about one topic for hours and easily just transition into a whole bunch of related factors. And that's because, as Jill beautifully put it, as systemized. Our bodies are intricate symphony working together in perfect harmony, from physical contractions to emotional and mental waves. So every part plays a crucial role in bringing that beautiful miracle into this world. So let's keep this conversation going. You can find the full episode of Jill's birthing stories on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Just search for Soul Sisterhood Birthing Journey Podcast. And stay tuned and catch you on the next episode. Beautiful souls and happy birthing. Thank you so much.